Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy start to the April, everyone. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Everybody's having a wonderful week to start as we're getting right into this last quarter of Microsoft's fiscal year 2025. Sounds crazy to think that we're already here almost halfway through the year, but really excited for all of you to come back, join us again for our Microsoft monthly update. I know this will be a big month just as we're entering this next quarter going through. So we do have a jam-packed agenda full of Microsoft updates for you today. So just going through our agenda for today. First, as always, we'll start things off with some introductions, let you get to know who your speakers are, who you'll be listening to today before we head on over into our program updates with our fearless leader, Ashley Moretti, as always. Then we'll talk about our new OneCloud Kickstart program with Britain before going into some new updates around the Microsoft Copilot suite with Mike Nichols. And then closing out with a nice little teaser about our new modern work security optimization that we're partnering with Nerdio on. But with all that being said, let me introduce your wonderful speakers for you today. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Vanda Patel. I'm my Microsoft Enablement Manager here at Pax8. I know typically this is Kristen, but unfortunately Kristen is traveling to one of our other events at the moment, so she couldn't be with us, unfortunately, but she wanted to let me know that her thoughts are with you all, and she wished she could have been here with you. Of course, we know Ashley. Ashley's always a main staple on this. And then, of course, we have Angelica, Britton, and Michael joining us again for this month just to dive into all of our other updates and programs that we have. But kicking things right off from the bat is our program updates. Ashley, if we have you, I'd love to pass the baton your way and let you take us away.
Good morning, Vandit. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon or good day, wherever you're joining from. Thank you for making time to spend with us as we kickstart April with some new updates for you. If you've joined us before, I'm hopefully not a strange face to you. I'm familiar, but if you have not joined us before, my name is Ashley Moretti. I'm the Senior Director of Microsoft Programs here on our corporate team at Pax8, and Microsoft Programs is my life, and I'm here today to hopefully share some insights with you to help make the Microsoft partner program easier for you to digest, so that way you can just focus on selling and focus on, making money, which we all love to do. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to jump right on in our first update. Again, as always, if you've joined us before, this is a repeat slide, but if you're new, this is probably the most important slide that I talk about today. And it's just all around the data that you're entering into Partner Center when it comes to your Microsoft program membership. And this data could be anything from your legal info to actions that you get in your Partner Action Center that you need to address. Just anything that you provide Microsoft, just remember that make sure that it is accurate and correct information as Microsoft goes and validates that information. If that information is not correct, then Microsoft does have the authority to terminate your Microsoft partner membership, and we don't want that to happen. And so with this was changes that were enacted in 2023 in the fall. So almost 2 years now we've been talking about this, but we see it come up so much on a day-to-day basis with our partners. So remember, any changes that you make to Microsoft Partner Center will trigger a validation or a verification. And you must complete the verification within 30 days, or Microsoft has the ability to suspend your partner membership. If you cannot pass your verification for any reason, just know that if you're stuck, please open a support ticket with Microsoft. But if you've gotten to the very end and that you have not been able to pass it, that Pax8 cannot do anything to support you. This is a compliance issue between you and Microsoft, and therefore Microsoft will not let us be part of the equation. So again, we want to be very proactive on this and not reactive, and just make sure that you feel supported through the entire process. If you are selected to go through a verification or you have something else that you need to take care of in your partner center, there is a little bell in your partner center in the top right hand corner. It's called your Action Center. And your global admin should be checking this Action Center on a regular basis to ensure that they're getting all the notifications. For information that relates to compliancy issues in your partner center, only the global admin will be getting those notifications. So we want to make sure, again, that you're aware of who will receive the notifications and who has the appropriate access to act on those notifications. As a reminder and a good best practice, you should be doing a partner center check regularly to make sure that you're verified and you have the green check mark in your legal info under your account status. And then again, always checking those updates in the Action Center to make sure you're not missing anything. Again, if you do encounter any issues, you must open a support ticket with Microsoft directly to go ahead and navigate those issues with Microsoft support. Again, Pax8 will not be able to help you through this because of Microsoft will not allow us to. So we want to make sure that, again, you have the most information from us as possible, but this is something that you as the partner need to be looking at on a regular basis. And with that, and I say, thanks for, we see the questions flowing in the chat. So please use that chat button through the presentation to ask those questions and answers. Somebody said real quick, they loved the music choice that Bandit played. I agree. It was a great April 1 song. So we're seeing those. So make sure you start using that chat. All right. So on to the big one for today. Today is April 1st. No, this is not an April Fool's joke. Yes, Microsoft decided to roll out a pricing update catalog-wide for all products that have a annual commitment or a tri-annual commitment with monthly payments. So starting today, our Pax8 catalog is updated. It has the 5% pricing premium included for that billing term when you see it at checkout. And this is for new orders that are purchased today onwards or for orders that hit their renewal today onwards. So again, any subscription that has that monthly payment, so the annual commitment or triannual commitment that has that monthly payment will be impacted. It is now 5% more expensive. Annual commitments paid up front, triannual commitments paid yearly or month-to-month subscriptions are not impacted, so they will remain the price that they have been. But again, the annual paid monthly subscription will see a 5% premium. Please note that renewals for subscriptions do lock 48 hours in advance in the Pax8 marketplace, and this is to ensure that Microsoft picks up the renewal that you have scheduled if you're making any changes, and that is reflected. So please note that if you're going to make any changes to your subscriptions in this renewal season, that you need to do so more than 48 hours in advance. And if you want to move to an annual before your renewal to avoid that 5% premium, just know that you cannot do this today in our marketplace. I know I said last month that you could, and that was there's a back-end issue, so we're working to fix that right now. So this functionality is currently not available, but we can do it through a support ticket. So want to make sure that you're aware of that. Please, though, we're working on getting this fixed, so if you need it in an immediate time, use that support feature. But if you have renewals that are coming up in the next couple of months or so, we'll hopefully have the functionality back up and running as soon as possible, so you can be able to schedule those changes. Just a little reminder that if you do a reorder cancel with a enterprise SKU with Teams, that you will forfeit your Teams bundling. So if you're trying to move to annual and you're on the enterprise products, just know that if you do that, you will forfeit your team. So we don't want you to be doing that, because then you'll incur a price increase by having to purchase Teams separately. If you have any product upgrade, so you're going from a, say, business premium to an E3 or an E5 mid-commitment, if you're doing that, then your product, if it's on an annual paid monthly, that upgrade for that product will incur the 5% premium. Increases in quantities, though, will remain the same. So there's no pricing impact by adding more seats to a subscription that's currently price locked and in flight. So that's great. You can continue to grow and customer businesses and add more licenses. And this is a handful. This is a lot. There are more details about this in our monthly newsletter that gets sent out. So I want to make sure that you guys have access to the information. And then as well, if you have any questions, you can always ask your account team for help. But I see Bandit jumped on. Does that mean we have a question, Bandit?
We have two questions I just wanted to touch on before we moved from the pricing updates. The first question we have from our partners is, does the pricing increase impact public sector SKUs, things like nonprofit, education, government?
Yeah, this one's tricky. And let me answer that one in the chat and we can come back live. I need to go back and read the FAQ because it's very tricky wording. But we'll answer that one.
Definitely. You heard it here first. We'll get back to that one.
Sorry, I want to make sure I'm speaking correctly, and I need to just go check my notes real quick, just while somebody else is presenting, and get the right answer for that one.
Perfect. And then just the other question we had was, we had a partner that just wanted you to repeat the piece that was not working and requires a ticket to repair.
And I see the other one in here too on the other repeat question as well. So I'll answer both of them at the same time. So to change your billing frequency from annual to from going upwards. So if you want to go to annual, the engineering on the back end is not capturing the way that we need to be doing these subscriptions. It was essentially like canceling and reordering the product, which if you have a Teams SKU or an enterprise SKU with Teams, that's not ideal, right? Because then we would be canceling your subscription and losing your Teams. So we're doing some updates on the functionality on the back end to be able to allow you to change your billing frequency without canceling and reordering the subscription. So that's why it's not working. If you open a support ticket, we can do this change manually for you. So it's just the self-service is not available, but we do have the functionality at Pax8 to complete this action on behalf of you. And this feature should be fixed within, hopefully, our dev team's working on it. I don't want to give a timeline because if they, they counter any errors, we want to make sure we release it the right way. But I would say give us till the next MMU and we'll have an update for you. How about that? And then the next one is renewals at Pax8. Why do they lock 48 hours in advance? So Microsoft kicks off renewals 24 hours in advance. That's when renewals start to lock with Microsoft and they start to go and process. So Microsoft's policy is 24 hours in advance. You cannot make any change to your subscription. And because of time zone constraints and with the way that Microsoft uses the universal time zone, we lock subscriptions 48 hours in advance to make sure that all changes on a subscription are captured and they're picked up by Microsoft in that renewal. So we do this to ensure that your renewals capture accurately and that we don't have a miss event between Partner Center and Pax8. All right, but great questions. And I'm going to continue going in. I see a couple other questions in there. We'll answer these. All right, so results reflect on direct purchases. Sorry, I'm just looking at the questions. Let's keep going. I'll answer these in the chat, and then if we have time at the end for Q&A, we can go back and address these pricing increases. But I think you guys are all kind of asking the same question, so I think it's best that maybe we just put it in the chat so that way you can view the answer. All right, in addition to the 5% pricing premium for annual paid monthly that went in effect today, there's also a pricing change for Power BI premium. Oh, sorry, hold on. Wait, I got ahead of myself. we'll go to this slide. There is a pricing change for Power BI SKUs as well as Team Phone SKUs. So in addition to the 5% premium, these also saw a price increase today as well. So this will impact all new orders and then renewals when they hit their renewal moment. This is pricing in USD. We do have pricing published in all currencies now in our marketplace, so you can go and see that if you're purchasing in a currency other than USD. And the big thing here to note with this one is that if you are on the annual paid monthly billing and commitment term, then on top of the price increase, you will also see the 5% premium. So this one's kind of like that double whammy. So we want to make sure that everybody's aware that for these products, for Teams Phones products and Power BI products, that they also will incur a 5% premium on top of their pricing increases that went in effect today as well. And then back to the previous slide, because I got ahead of myself. We have a end of sale product. It was our Power BI Premium per capacity. This went end of sale in February. And so with that, there is a transition that is needed to be made to Fabric at the time of your renewal for all existing subscriptions. And then new purchases will have to be made on Fabric for these products. With this, Pax8 is offering the ability to migrate your Power BI Premium per capacity subscriptions to Fabric for you through our professional services team at no charge. If you have a Power BI Premium per capacity SKU that you're offering to your end customer that's currently in flight, you should have received an email from Pax8 notifying you of this change that is needed with the instructions on how to activate with our professional services team. If you have any questions about this, please know that you can reach out to your account manager and we could help you through this transition. This is one of these that we want to make sure that we're helping you do it correctly and that there is no impact to your end customer services. So again, this change is happening. It will happen at your renewal. So whenever that subscription renewal will happen over the next 12 months is when you need to move. And again, Pax8 can help you with that transition to Fabric through our professional services team at no cost. All right, we see the chat just flooding. I love when the chat floods because it means that you guys are paying attention and you're listening, and I want to make sure that we address it. I'm just making sure these are all around the pricing changes, so we'll get those answered as we continue to go on. All right, we just went over that. All right, now with the 5% pricing increase and the Teams and Power BI pricing increases as well, Pax8 has released the functionality for partners to opt in for Pax8 to adjust your retail price for all of your end customer subscriptions. Previously, you would have to go in and update your subscriptions one by one. And as of today, Pax8 is offering the functionality for us to do that for you. This is an opt-in feature, so you should see a banner in the marketplace when you log in that says opt-in to the automatic retail pricing tool. If you click opt-in, then we'll take care of everything for you at all of your subscription renewals. I just want to point out that this automatic retail pricing tool feature that's available is not just for Microsoft. It's for all vendors that adjust retail pricing. So just know that if you're opting in for all. But again, this is a great option if you have a lot of customer subscriptions for us to make your lives a little bit easier. This will take place again when subscriptions renew. So we'll bump that subscription to the new price. Whether you're using the retail pricing or a markup price, we'll take care of both of those for you. And the partners with the following roles can opt in. So that's primary partner admin, partner sales manager, and the partner billing representative. Only one person needs to opt in from your company. It does not need to be everybody. So also just know that. But this is going live today, and we're really excited to help you manage the Microsoft pricing adjustments that are being made effective today. All right, I have 2 slides left. Both of them are kind of just reminder slides. So MFA is something that Microsoft is requiring for all users, whether you're in the Azure workspaces or you're in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. This is to ensure that threat actors are not hacking into your your customer tenants, and that you are in control of your security policies. So please know that this is something that Microsoft is mandating. And if you're not sure about MFA or you're not sure about how to enact MFA, just know that products with business premium or above come with the option to use security defaults or conditional access policies to turn on MFA for your admin and user account. So this is included in the products that you're buying today if you're on business premium or higher. Security defaults are usually pretty good for most businesses. So security defaults, you can just enact those and they will take care of the security policies for you. But if you have more stringent security requirements, you can enable conditional access policies. If you have any questions about securing the ecosystem that you're working in with your customers, please know that you can always reach out to your account team as well and they can walk you through this. But this is something really important, and we want to make sure with the rise of threat actors that are happening in today's landscape that you know what tools are available to you to start with basic security policies, which is going to be that multi-factor authentication. And then with that, there is obviously a lot of promotions and opportunities that are available for you as our partners to go ahead and optimize your customer licensing. So we always like to include this slide so you know exactly what's going on in the quarter. I will say the Microsoft Copilot promo, I believe, is still ongoing. So I want to call that out, even though we are in a new quarter. And so we have Copilot updates, I think, happening later in this segment. So we'll let maybe Michael talk about those, but also know there's some promotions for E5, for E3, and then also 50% off E5 compliance if you are if you do sell Copilot. That's a great one to add on for your clients. But with that, I'm going to hand it on over to our next segment, which is going to be by Britton, to go over OneCloud Kickstart. And I'll go ahead and answer the questions in the chat. So don't worry, I'm still here and we'll get all your questions answered. But Britton, over to you.
Awesome job, Ashley. Thank you. As usual, you are always so good at what you do, and you give out tons of information each month. So I'm excited to be with you today to talk about OneCloud Kickstart. If you've not had a session with me before, I'm Britton Tremblay-Benton. I'm your Global Director for Microsoft's Modern Work and Microsoft Security here at Pax8. OneCloud is both a description of Microsoft's ecosystem and a secure success strategy here from Pax8. This initiative allows us to enable Pax8 partners to transact seamlessly across the multiple Microsoft solutions hosted in the Microsoft Cloud. And that allows partners to take advantage of the opportunities that one cloud can bring. When we look at that opportunity, the growth is vast. The Microsoft partner ecosystem has many different types of partners, but only 8% of partners today transact across all of the Microsoft solutions. And those 8% of partners are responsible for more than 60% of Microsoft's yearly revenue. That's huge. So when we think about what that can do for a partner on an individual level, we have looked across our growing partners for a number of years and noticed that partners that transact across Modern Work, Azure, and business applications, of course now expanding into Copilot and AI, are seeing up to 25,000% growth or 2,500% growth on their original Modern Work securities or Modern Work solutions alone. Trip myself up with that number there. And how are they creating this growth? It's through the expansion of the customers that they already have. When we take a look at this house, it makes it easy to see that if we're only working with M365, only staying in those basic modern workplace solutions, There are several rooms, depending on your customer, that need your technical expertise and your services. And by extending through the house with Microsoft solutions, Pax8 can help you grow your business. We do it by focusing on 4 key pillars: partnership, positioning, selling, and scaling. Of course, many of you, those of you here today, already take advantage of things like our hands-on labs or visit us at our technical boot camps. But what you'll find is custom enablement coming down from Pax8 that will be filtered through these pillars in on-demand courses so that you can choose where you need to strengthen your Microsoft relationship and find exactly what works for you. We know that a lot of Microsoft partners might begin in the modern workplace, but really cross-solution success can start anywhere. And that's exactly what we aim to help you with. Dialing down into business applications specifically, across the last 2 years, we've noticed an average of 3 times increase in Azure consumption with those that are using Power Platform and business applications on top of their Microsoft 365. We see the least amount of churn in partners that have adopted Microsoft 365, Azure, and business applications at less than 1% per year. And of course, just like our house analogy, if you're not working in CRM or ERP, there's 50% or more of the technical spend of your customer that you're not touching. So we invite you to partner with us in Microsoft OneCloud. Of course, you know we're here to grow your business, gain efficiencies, and help you reduce risk. And that's exactly what our program can help you do across this year and beyond. We'll put our registration link in the chat, and we'll continue to grow this program out with you as we get your feedback on what needs to be supported next in your partnership journey. And last but not least, since we're talking about reducing risk, we're going to inform you about another great thing that shifted across the last month with Microsoft, and that is the availability for the Microsoft 365 E5 security add-on to be added to Business Premium. This is something that has not happened before, where an enterprise add-on has been made available to the business-sized SKUs, which is the under 300 category. This is a $12 SKU that gets you access to the Plan 2 of some of the strongest security features that we see in E5. Those are things like your Defender for Endpoint Plan 2, your Defender for Office 365 Plan 2, but you also get access to new tools like Defender for Identity and Defender for Cloud Apps to help with the SaaS that your customers face. I thank you so much for the time to review everything that we're doing this year with Microsoft OneCloud. I can't wait to see you in the courses and to hear from you about how they're helping you grow. If we've got questions, I'll definitely answer them, and we'll get our registration link to you in the chat.
Thanks, Britton. No questions at the moment, but we did drop the registration link in the chat. So for all of our partners out there, you can sign up for the OneCloud program, get the latest news and training there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we can go to Mike Nichols for our Copilot updates. But for our partners out there, if you do have questions, let us know. We do have time for Q&A at the end as well. But Mike, if we have you, I would love to pass on over to you to walk us through our Copilot updates for today.
Yeah, thank you, Bandit. And great overview, Britton. A lot of exciting things coming with our OneCloud developments. My name is Mike Nichols. I'm the global go-to-market lead for Copilot here at Pax8. I'm very excited to share some updates. If you were following the news last week, it was a little bit of a doozy and head spinner with a lot of new features coming to both M365 Copilot as well as Copilot Studio. I'll just start off and thank you, Ashley, for the little layup there. No pun intended for the March Madness fans out there, but yes, the promo has been extended to the end of this quarter. So just a reminder, 15% off 10 seats or more. And this will be available until June 30th. This is really great because it helps you take advantage of adding more Copilot seats to newer existing customers, as well as expand some reach and create a little bit more stickiness within your client base. Just want to know that the price adjustment is automatically reflected within the platform, so not much action needs to be taken on your end. With that, let's start with some updates. The announcement of agents that just came out last week. This is researcher and analyst. This will be available in Copilot, M365 Copilot. The date in which it will go live is still to be determined, but this was very, very eager to share this with you all. We can go ahead and start with M365 Researcher. Really, it helps with enhanced research quality, which helps tackle complex multi-step research. This delivers greater insights and quality and accuracy than previously before. Also, it has advanced orchestration, which combines OpenAI's deep research model with M365 Copilot's advanced orchestration. With that, the deep search capabilities helps with enhanced research outcomes and reasoning. Lastly, some efficient collaboration, which helps collaborate in the organization with various departments, ensuring comprehensive research results, whether it be touching multiple teams or a specific department within an organization. Really think about it how it doesn't just help get relative files, but orchestrated content retrieval across your Microsoft graph data. So this is not just the web, but everything from every data that's stored within your business as well. Can move over to M365 Analyst, which, in the words of Microsoft, acts like a data scientist. So, for example, you can upload data and asking it to provide some information around trends, forecasting, etc., and helps you show more granular insights. And this both expands from information on the web as well as your Microsoft graph data. So, main benefits of Analyst that I'll quickly run through. Is that it enables rapid transformation from raw data into insights. This is built on OpenAI's O3 mini reasoning model. An analyst is optimized for advanced data analysis at work as well. It uses chain of thought reasoning to progress through problems, which is a very exciting update as well, which also leads into refined reasoning. So it'll take as many steps as necessary to refine its reasoning as well as outputs that you're asking it. It provides high quality answers which mirror human analytical thinking. Very, very excited to share two of those updates to M365 Copilot. I'll throw a resource in the chat here as well. It'll be available in the monthly newsletter. Plug here, we can talk about that later as well. This will always be updated in our AI readiness blog as well as our Copilot assets available through our guided growth. With that, I'm going to move over to Copilot Studio updates. With this, both very exciting recent announcements. These are generally available today. So they announced this and turned it on real quickly. Microsoft's working hard here with a lot of these updates with Copilot. With that, let's go through deep reasoning and agent flows in Copilot Studios. Deep reasoning basically works by taking advantage of advanced reasoning models like OpenAI O1 and connecting it to internal data and context. This ultimately helps to take more time to think carefully before it's generating outputs. I do want to emphasize for those building these agents that to use the deep reasoning model, you do need to ensure that you add a deep reason task or step in the agent's instructions. Just a few examples of how deep reasoning is used. It can be utilized for pattern recognition, predictions and forecasts, as well as critical thinking, analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information. This helps look for evidence, but also alternative viewpoints to ultimately help those draw conclusions. Let's move over to agent flows. And this can get a little complex, so we're just going to put it simply. This helps agents follow predefined paths to execute tasks with consistency. This is a very powerful addition to Studio capabilities because it can self-assemble steps and actions, helping to increase time of completing a task and making it more efficient. One more plug here around the promo. Again, this has been extended. We're very, very excited about this. 10 plus seats, 15% off these orders. And again, really great conversations as you increase M365 Copilot reach within your customer base. With that, we're going to move over to an update that was shared in January, but still relevant today. Copilot IURs. This is available in 3 different ways. Partner launch benefits, so you can purchase the partner launch expanded benefits. This includes a variety of benefits across M365, Dynamics, Azure, and of course, Copilot. You can also earn a solutions partner designation. This helps you return IURs, but also earn incentives and rebates. So a lot of great things available there. And in addition, you can obtain an advanced specialization. I know many partners who have this already have solution designations, but this is a great way to add on to that. Alrighty, I'm going to take a look and see if there's any questions. If not, we'll go ahead. Okay, can you reiterate what these 4 features are within Copilot? They are specific agents. Are they included with M365 Copilot? Great question. So the 2 agents, you can see M365 Copilot Researcher and Analyst will be features available within your M365 Copilot license. This won't be available immediately, but they will be features turned on here, hopefully within the next few weeks. Timeline will be determined. Trial for Copilot. No trial for Copilot, but if we move to this next slide, you can see there are IURs available. So feel free to take advantage of those if you're applicable, and if not, feel free to utilize Copilot through partner designations, etc. In addition, I know I don't have a slide on this, but 2 months ago there was the announcement of M365 Copilot Chat. This is a free capability. One of the main differences, though, I want to highlight is it's very similar to what you would utilize for M365 Copilot with chat capabilities. However, it does not access your personal graph data, so it doesn't necessarily have the same powerful benefits that M365 Copilot does when you're expanding across your Microsoft graph data. 2 great questions. Feel free to throw more in, and I'll answer them as we go through. But to learn more about Copilot, Pax8 is very excited to announce later this month that we'll have our first Copilot Bootcamp. This will be on April 22nd and 23rd. We'll go ahead and throw the registration link in. Oh, that was a hard word. Registration link in the chat. Very, very, very excited about this. This is a virtual event as well. It'll be 2 days. We'll spend a lot of information around, building Copilot into business strategy, how to build this into a service offering for your customers, as well as a forum for us to dive a little bit deeper and ask Q&As for relevant Copilot questions to your organization. The emphasis will be on M365 Copilot, but we will touch on M365 Copilot Chat as well as Copilot Studio too. Alrighty. Lastly, in addition to our bootcamp, we have our enablement sessions. As you can see, quite a bit available within this next quarter. So highly encourage you to attend these. This helps with utilizing and learning how to use Copilot in a variety of the applications, whether it be Word, within nonprofit businesses, Excel, etc. So please, if you're willing to learn more, feel free to go ahead and take a look at those enablement sessions. Again, I do want to emphasize the bootcamp is virtual. We will have an in-person one later this year, so stay tuned for that. Alrighty, well, thank you all so much. Let me see if there's any more questions. Yes, the enablement sessions are free. In addition, will Microsoft be offering a monthly Copilot subscription in the near future? I don't have a magic ball, but reading some tea leaves, I would just emphasize that we have the annual monthly available. No update on monthly, but I'm not necessarily confident in that being available anytime soon. We'll go ahead and drop the link for the enablement sessions. And yeah, that'll also be available within the Microsoft newsletter we'll put out. Lastly, and I'll put this in there, we do have a Microsoft Hub. This is a great place that not only highlights, some of the OneCloud growth tracks that Britton had highlighted, but Copilot growth tracks, as well as all the enablement sessions Pax8 is hosting globally. So I'll go ahead and throw that in there. I love the questions today, so I really appreciate it. With that, I believe I'll be passing this off to Angelica. Again, a very exciting past few weeks with updates in Copilot, and stay tuned with our monthly updates to stay in the know. Angelica, I'll pass it off to you.
Thank you, Michael. And yes, don't forget, everyone, please register for our Copilot Bootcamp. So my name is Angelica Schming. I'm our Senior Director for Microsoft Vendor Alliances here at Pax8 for Americas. Work very closely with the whole team here and love working with our partners and anything and everything Microsoft and complementary to Microsoft. I'm going to talk a little bit about modern work security optimization today, but just wanted to say, Ashley, thank you so much for all the Microsoft program updates. I think all the pricing updates is very relevant, and the promotions, and Microsoft landed a whole lot of them this quarter. Britton, you touched on a very, very important update too, which sticks out to me, especially talking about what our modern work security optimization offer is that enterprise SKU now being able, now that we are capable to add that now to a business premium SKU, that is the Microsoft 365 E5 security. So please check that out, take a look at the features, learn more about it through our enablement sessions. That is very important. And of course, you just heard from Michael about our Copilot enablement sessions and the new updates on Copilot, also our Copilot Bootcamp. So let's dive right in. Why don't we imagine or envision for a minute here where we can manage all our Microsoft Cloud productivity and security solutions seamlessly and centralized in one place. Wouldn't that make our lives a little bit easier, managing and servicing our customers, where there is enough security, compliance policies in one place, but also governance and making sure all of our security and compliances and compliance policies are managed and actionable? Well, that is what we bring you today. That is what Nerdio for modern work is. As an MSP, we are navigating a maze of complexities. And what we want to do is simplify your MSP operations for you without having to veer off from your modern work productivity suite. So if we can move to the next slide. As an MSP, there are a lot of complexities in balancing your customers' expectations, operational efficiencies, and also we have some tight margins, and managing multiple tools, environments, and scaling services can feel overwhelming for our MSP community. And what if there was a way to simplify all of this and reduce the costs and still deliver exceptional service? By consolidating your management tools and leveraging smarter solutions, you can streamline operations, enhance security, and you can also boost your profitability, empowering you to focus on what matters most, which is your customers. Your customers are customers and Microsoft customers, and also hopefully one day Nerdio customers. But everything is core, everything is built around modern work. And want to touch on why modern work matters at this point. I think we more commonly know Nerdio as an ABD tool. And why are we partnering with Nerdio when it comes to our modern work security optimization? And why modern work? So if we move to the next slide. Modern work is at the very core of our business and our customers' productivity. And we'd like to emphasize that modern work is essential for our companies to stay competitive in today's hybrid and remote work environment. So not just us as within the MSP community, but also our customers. It allows for them to be able to operationalize and function in this hybrid remote work that we have today. And by managing the entire Microsoft 365 suite in a single platform, MSPs like yourselves can streamline operations, reduce your costs, and enhance your customer security. So this approach allows for businesses to handle diverse client needs, their efficient processes, while ensuring robust protection against threat. So this is kind of just like a quick overview of why modern work matters. And I'm pretty sure we know and we all function. But as a reminder, if I could just show you the bigger picture of our hero SKU and how we make the most of our investment when it comes to M365 Business Premium as a starting point. If we move to the next slide. How do you make the most out of your hero SKU or your Microsoft 365 Business Premium? So more commonly, maybe our customers think that M365 Business Premium is just your Office, your Outlook, your email, because obviously the user experience in the front end is over there. But in the back end as MSPs, we know there's a whole lot more behind this really strong SKU for the SMB. Nerdio and Pax8 emphasizes that making the most of your investment in Microsoft 365 Business Premium involves leveraging its comprehensive management capabilities to streamline operations, enhance security, and again, reducing the cost. This is very important because as we reduce the cost, then we can enable other security features or we can allocate that budget for something else. And by using Nerdio for modern work, MSPs can manage the entire M365 suite, including Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, Exchange Online, Entra ID, Microsoft Defender from a single platform. It doesn't even end there. So this unified approach helps MSPs like yourself deliver efficient, secure, and cost-effective services to our clients. So if we move to the next slide, I just want to dive a little deep on what the Nerdio for modern work solution covers. And this is really Nerdio for modern work. What is it? It is the only tool designed specifically for MSPs to manage the entirety of their Microsoft Cloud, including Entra, Intune, Defender, Exchange, Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, the apps, user endpoints, and Azure infrastructure. So MSPs often manage these services in a manual approach or having to go through tenant per tenant, but Nerdio brings automation and standardization, reducing labor and increasing security. So if you haven't checked out Nerdio for modern work, it is available in our Pax8 marketplace today. And we did cover that in our Nerdio, in our Microsoft boot. I keep talking Nerdio, in our Microsoft boot camp. But what I wanted to do is emphasize a little bit of some of the security features that Nerdio does touch on. So Microsoft Defender integration is key to Nerdio for modern work. Microsoft Defender is seamlessly integrated through the Nerdio for modern work tool, providing advanced threat protection, malware, phishing, and other cyber threat services. So this ensures real-time monitoring and automated responses to security incidents. We also have Entra ID management. As you know, with Entra ID, formerly Azure AD, Nerdio offers robust identity and access management. This includes MFA, conditional access. I think Britton touched on this a lot earlier. There's also automated compliance features within Nerdio's platform. And this helps ensure all user activities and data storage meet regulatory standards. If CIS controls is very core to your practice, I think you're going to want to check out and utilize Nerdio for modern work. Centralized security policies is also a key feature of Nerdio for modern work, and continuous monitoring within that. Governance is actionable within this platform. So on the next slide, I just wanted to show you very quickly within Business Premium alone, and we're not even talking about E5 at this point, or the E5 or our security, our mini bundles and security add-ons, what Nerdio and modern work can do together in this phase one of Nerdio for modern work. But why are we here today? We are partnering with Nerdio because we have an offer. And what we call this is the Pax8 Modern Work Security Optimization Offer. What we want to offer our partners that still have customers and tenants on the Business Basic or Business Standard, an opportunity to move up to Business Premium, but also have 6 months complimentary of the Nerdio for Modern Work solution. This will allow, again, for your seamless management of the security features of your customer's tenant. So I'm not going to go through this line by line, but we just wanted to bring this to your attention. And Nerdio for Modern Work is exclusive to Pax8, and you can only transact in the Pax8 platform for this, for the SMB. And we are offering it 6 months complimentary for our partners that upgrade their basic or standard to premium and up SKUs, so that you can fully manage and fully utilize all of the security features within Business Premium, which is our hero suite. I touched on them a little bit. We're going to go on deeper dive when it comes to our enablement sessions. And also Nerdio does a really good job in diving and doing hands-on training. So once you register and claim it through the links that's provided for, you'll be able to utilize, and Nerdio is going to come in and train you to use their solution as well, and you're going to make the most out of your Business Premium SKU. There are some frequently asked questions that come up, but we have more also when you consult with your productivity solution consultant or your infrastructure solution consultant. But I just want to touch on a little bit on some of the FAQs. If you purchase a net new Business Premium SKU, does that count for this offer? Unfortunately, no. This is something that we're trying to focus on those that are trying to upgrade from standard to premium. There's also qualification of at least 10 licenses upgrade. So we just want to make sure to do that. And then also we have partners that ask, when will the partner get their Nerdio for Modern Work access? So once the partner submits their claim, allow for 7 business days to hear back from your Pax8 and Nerdio rep for activation and enablement. You then will be taken to Nerdio session and masterclass so you can manage it and learn how to manage it. And you'll be given access to other enablement sessions to utilize Nerdio for Modern Work. And if you're looking for more security enablement sessions on the Modern Work suite, we have that as well. So all this will be sent to you as well in resources. So I'm not going to focus so much on the details here. Just next steps. Don't forget to join our webinars, our training. We have a lot of assets that will be provided to you once you register and make your claim. But also, we have Nerdio training camps provided for you, and this is all focused on modern work. So just make sure to scan this QR code and try to get registered so you get a little bit more information on the Nerdio for Modern Work solution that just came out in November. It's very new, but we're very excited for this partnership. Next week, Pax8 will actually be at NerdioCon. We are a sponsor, so come by the booth. I will be there myself. Would love to talk to you and chat more modern work and security. I appreciate the time. Thank you, and back to you, Bandit.
Thanks, Angelica. One quick question that we did have from our audience on the Nerdio offer, just before we move into close. First question is this offer good for just partners in the US, or are partners in Canada able to take advantage as well?
Oh, this is a North American offer, so absolutely yes, 100% Canadian partners are welcome for this offer.
Fantastic. And then a question we got here from Hermione. Is there a minimum seat count for the Nerdio offer? So is there a minimum number of seats that partners have to upgrade to Business Premium? And then is there a number of Nerdio seats that they have to activate as a minimum?
Yes. So for the number of seat upgrades, it needs to be at least 10. This is to maximize the full functionality and for you to be able to appreciate the beauty of the Nerdio for Modern Work tool. The Nerdio for Modern Work is licensed per tenant. So the tenant can have 300 users or 10 users. Once it's activated, you can use that Nerdio for Modern Work for that tenant. So after also the complimentary 6 months, don't forget I flashed it on the screen. It is a $50 per tenant per month after 6 months if you choose to continue and utilize Nerdio for Modern Work. Now, if you have existing Business Premium already and you don't qualify for this promo, but you're ready to dive in, Nerdio for Modern Work is available today on our marketplace.
Perfect. And then great question we actually have from Bill here. Bill's curious what the upgrade paths to Business Premium that are eligible for the Nerdio offer are. So we know if a partner upgrades from Business Standard to Business Premium, that's an acceptable upgrade. But for a client who has Exchange Online, for example, and wants to move into a full M365 Business Premium, would they be able to take advantage of the Nerdio offer as well?
Yes, absolutely 100%. So we only emphasize on the business standard to business premium because it's close in terms of pricing path. But think of it as a non-security or zero security basic SKU of Microsoft, or a non-premium SKU, moving to a premium SKU, which to Microsoft, or to within our lingo, is really having security there. And where it starts is business premium. So absolutely exchange online to business premium is count. So please claim that. If you've made any already in the month of March, because this offer started March 15, please claim that. Look back and see, like, hey, did I make any upgrades in the past month, and would I like to use it? And again, no commitment after 6 months. It really is up to you. But I believe that after 6 months, you're going to want to add more tenants to your Nerdio for Modern Work solution.
Perfect. Thank you, Angelica. I think that's all the questions we have just now. We do have just a couple more slides to go through, but if there are any more questions, just let us know in the chat window. We do have time for Q&A at the end. But just wrapping us up for today, I know Mike talked about the enablement sessions that we have coming up here in this quarter, but we also do have our hands-on labs as well. So if you are Modern Work Copilot focused, we do have a number of options there. And as always, we are consistently running our Azure lab. So if you're looking to skill up and get technical, we do have these offerings here as well for you to register for. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our global events that we have going on around the world, both virtually and in person. So if you're joining us here from the UK, Ireland, Europe, or if you're tuning in late night with us from Australia and New Zealand, just know that we do have a number of events coming up for you as well, from mission briefings to launch briefings, as well as our data and AI and cybersecurity masterclasses. And then I know Kristen couldn't be with us, but I also wanted to plug Technically Unraveled. Kristen's podcast, she meets with our guests once a week, goes through riveting topics as it relates to the MSP community, whether it's just business building, product specific, or just looking at the state of the MSP environment as a whole. So if you haven't tuned in before, highly recommend it, because we have a lot of great guests, a lot of great insight that comes from our Technically Unraveled podcast. And then just lastly, I just want to show off a few resources if anybody wants to take a screenshot, just so you can get some of the links that we went through today, so you can follow up on all of the different programs that we went through. But that brings us into our Q&A. I know we did a great job of going through the questions as they came in, but we do want to give some more time if anybody has any other questions. And while our partners are putting in some questions, I think, Ashley, if we have you, I'd love to go back through some of the questions that we got earlier that we weren't able to tackle live, just because I know we had a massive crush of questions come in.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm back. All right. I answered everybody's questions in the chat, but feel free to continue to put questions in there. I've been trying to go back and view to make sure if you added a comment, I responded to that as well. But just let's recap a few things. So there was a question around, was the 5% pricing increase going to impact other segments outside of commercial, such as government, nonprofit, and charity? Government, nonprofit, which is charity, and education. The answer is yes. I posted the FAQ in the chat. It's the same FAQ that actually goes over what products are included in the Teams premium and Power BI price increase on top of the 5% premium, and it also has some of the Copilot stuff in it as well. But yes, the pricing impact, the 5% pricing premium, is impacting all products that are cloud-based. So all products on New Commerce Experience, including education, nonprofit, and government. There were some questions around, do we have a list of the Teams phone products and the Power BI products that are seeing the pricing increase? And those products are included in that FAQ. It's everything under that category, or those categories. And then there was a question on, if I purchase Teams phone on an annual paid monthly today, what would my price be? So it would be the new pricing, which is the flat pricing, Plus, if you go on to an annual paid monthly, you would also see the 5% pricing increase on top of that. So the 5% pricing increase is applied to the billing frequency on the commitment type. And then there was a pricing update also for those products. There were questions around if I purchase products direct from Microsoft, would I still see the 5% premium on an annual paid monthly option? The answer is yes. There was some questions around the teams, the enterprise teams bundling and how that works. So I'm just going to spend a couple minutes going over that. So Microsoft, earlier this year, I think it was March, they announced that products with Teams would be for enterprise SKUs. So that's like your Office 01, 03, 05, and your M365, ME1, E3, E5. Those are considered the enterprise SKUs. If they have an E in front of it, it's the enterprise SKUs. That those would no longer allow Teams to be included for net new purchases. So that was new subscriptions starting from the spring. It's March this year. Sorry, March of last year. It's been a while. And so with that, anybody who has those SKUs already, they are grandfathered in, so they don't lose their teams. With that, you can upgrade if you're grandfathered in to another product that also includes teams, and you would still be able to retain your teams. The only way that you would lose your teams is that if you canceled your subscription and reordered it, because that would be considered a net new purchase. So if you have enterprise suites with teams and you're trying to change your billing frequency or trying to do an upgrade, that's why we have to go through a support ticket through Pax8, is to make sure that we're doing that correctly for you and we're not impacting your subscriptions. All right. There was also a question around how do I update or how do I take advantage of the automatic retail pricing tool, because I want Pax8 to manage my prices for anytime there's a vendor price adjustment, which would include like the 5% at the renewal or a pricing increase like Teams Phone or Power BI at the renewal. So this is an opt-in feature. Pax8 has not previously offered automatic adjustments to subscriptions. This was something that was always had to be done by the partner. And so with that, Pax8 launched the ability to for us to do this for you. It's an opt-in, again, in the marketplace. There's a couple different partner marketplace roles that would allow you to opt in. And if you're not seeing a banner that says opt-in, I imagine that means that somebody from your company has already opted in for you. Only one person needs to opt in. If you have any questions around opting in and you're not sure if you've opted in, contact your account rep and they can go ahead and look to see if you've opted in for on the partner level. Okay, and then I'm looking, these are all some questions. Sorry, I'm trying to check the in review and also the ones that we published as well to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Let's see, let me go back through. Sorry, there was a lot of questions today. Oh, somebody asked if there was a list of all of the SKUs and the prices, so that way you don't have to go through the catalog one product at a time. Contact your account team on that for support. I don't have a price list right now to share with you, but after this call, I'm actually going to go back to our teams internally and see what we can do to support that, and maybe we can create one for partners. So I don't have one today, but contact your account team so that way we can continue to work on that. That was a great question, a great call out. And because we already have pricing updated in the catalog, that we should be able to create something for you guys for the month of April. Let's see. I think I answered all of these.
We do have one new question, Ashley.
Oh, I do. Okay, sorry.
How do we opt? So for our partners out there, how can they opt in for the price increase tool and begin using that today?
Yeah, okay. So, full transparency here. This is not a Microsoft tool. It's like a all vendor tool, right? So different team that's handling it. But again, you should like when you log in, if you're one of the roles and the roles are primary admin, partner sales manager, and partner billing representative. If you have one of those roles and you log into the marketplace, if you haven't opted in, it should present you with a banner that says like opt in. If you are not seeing that banner to opt in, then you can contact your account team because I imagine that means somebody has already opted in for you from your company. Because again, only one person for the entire partner company needs to opt in. I was trying to look for like an FAQ for you guys on that as well, but um, just not in my typical list of resources. But your account team should help you with that. Like they have a FAQ that they can share with you from our product marketing team, and they can help check to see if you're already opted in. So I would contact your account team. All right. And then there's a question here around Viva tools and if Microsoft is, or sorry, Viva goals, and if Microsoft's going to planning to replace it with something else. I did not answer this question because I'm not 100% sure. I was still trying to find an answer for you. But I would send this over to your account team so that way your account team can get it to us and we can continue to look into that for you or ask Microsoft. I haven't heard of anything. But it doesn't mean that Microsoft's not releasing something. So we'll have to stay tuned and try to chase an answer for you. But I think that was all the questions, Bandit. I tried to go just real quick through the FAQ, the published questions. They were all kind of on the same thing, so I tried to group everything together. I don't know if there's any questions for anybody else today, any of the other presenters, but yeah, great questions. And if you have any other questions that you need clarity on, again, always just loop in your account representative because they know how to get to us.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Ashley. And thank you to all of our partners out there for joining us today, sharing your questions, going through. I know April is just one of those months is where you're running into a lot of Microsoft updates at the beginning. So I appreciate you taking the time out to tune in and listen to our updates. We're going to go ahead and close out for today. Just so there's no other questions. It'll be open for another minute or two while we're closing out. So if there's any last minute questions, let us know. But if not, again, thank you all so much for your time today. I hope you had a wonderful session, a wonderful Tuesday, and a wonderful week ahead. And for those of you who will be at NerdioCon or Directions next week, we look forward to seeing you there. Stop by our Pax8 booth, and we'd love to chat about anything that we talked about here or Microsoft otherwise. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day, everyone.